Hello everyone! Open world games have reached a whole new level on the Switch 2. In this video, we're looking at the open world games that players are spending the most time with, pushing the boundaries of the Switch 2. If you're ready, let's get started on our list. Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition is one of the games that has benefited most from the Switch 2's hardware leap. Night City is no longer just a dark dystopia, but a truly living organism. As you wander the streets, the reflections of light, the rain falling on the asphalt, and the rhythm of the crowds are far more consistent than in previous versions. Thanks to the Switch 2's new processor, the open world loads seamlessly. Long wait screens are a thing of the past. The core gameplay loop remains centered around exploration, upgrades, and personal choices, but the systems are more naturally interconnected in the new version. Side quests are more seamlessly integrated into the routine flow of the city. Combined with the Phantom Liberty expansion, V's story becomes less about character building and more about identity exploration. It's neither a technical showcase nor a nostalgic throwback. It's simply a cyberpunk experience that finally plays out the way it was meant to. Pokemon Legends ZA is one of the Switch 2's most balanced takes on the open-world approach. While true to the series' roots, it feels almost entirely new in its form. The game takes place in a future era where Lumiose City has been rebuilt. It's no longer just a map, but an explorable ecosystem. Each street has its own life cycle. Shops open in the morning, people return home in the evening. Thanks to the Switch 2's powerful processor, this vibrancy remains uninterrupted, allowing you to wander around a vast city without loading screens. The combat system is still turn-based, but environmental interactions expand the strategy. Even the weather, terrain, or even the crowd's reactions can influence the outcome. Visually, it boasts some of the series' cleanest and most color-balanced design to date. It exudes a sense of understated yet captivating calm, as if the Pokemon world has become truly livable for the first time. Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma offers a pastoral take on the Switch 2's open-world concept. While the game maintains the classic Rune Factory formula, farming, friendship, adventure, this time, it's almost entirely removed. The lands of Azuma aren't a map, but a constantly unfolding landscape waiting to be explored. Hidden shrines lie hidden behind the mountains, creature zones with their own ecosystems, and valleys that transform with seasonal changes. Thanks to the Switch 2's hardware, this cycle runs seamlessly. The seed you planted in the morning can sprout by evening, all without a single reload. The combat system is more fluid. Spell and weapon combinations are instantaneous, not cutscenes. The game's pace is relaxed but maintains a sense of constant progression. The relationships in the town, the fertility of the land, and the quest chains are all naturally interconnected. Guardians of Azuma isn't a grand adventure, but rather the joy of living there, a calm, self-paced, yet strangely captivating experience. Fantasy Life is a game that utilizes the Switch 2's open-world potential in a quiet yet profound way. Rather than presenting the player with a massive map, it gives the feeling of exploring a small, living world step by step. Every profession, every character, and the landscapes that change over time are part of this cycle. Missions that begin at sunrise end with the evening breeze. The game truly conveys the sense of time. The Switch 2's strength is realized here in the continuity of the atmosphere. There is no interruption between sky transitions, light reflections, and shadow details. The theme of stealing time is reflected not only in the story, but also in the gameplay. It's possible to return to the past, change the world, and make big differences with small choices. The combat system is simple yet elegant, and the action RPG elements blend well with the life simulation feel. Rather than a massive open world, the game invites you to explore a meaningful life. It possesses a quiet, slow, yet strangely peaceful charm. Yakuza Zero Director's Cut combines the Switch 2's open-world vision with the density of cities and depth of character. In this version, Kamurocho and Sotenbori feel more than just locations, but living, breathing organisms. The light of street signs, the shimmer of asphalt after rain, and the rhythm of the crowds are almost tangible. Thanks to the Switch 2's processing power, loading screens are eliminated. The transition from combat to exploration is seamless. The game's classic beat-em-up system remains strong, but environmental interactions are now more articulated. Tables, signs, even cars can be manipulated within combat. In terms of storytelling, Yakuza Zero remains one of the most human games. This story, intertwined with money, loyalty, and survival, has gained a more cinematic flow thanks to the new hardware. The Switch 2's open-world setting isn't about sprinting, but about feeling the weight of the city with every step. Mario Kart World feels like the Switch 2's first major attempt to bring an open-world approach to the racing genre. It now goes beyond the classic track structure. Players can explore vast, interconnected maps at will in free roam mode. Transitions between city streets, rural roads, tropical islands, and sky tracks are seamless. Thanks to the Switch 2's new hardware, loading screens are virtually non-existent, and vehicle control is much smoother. Exploring the world isn't just about winning races. The map is filled with hidden items, missions, and mini-tournaments, adding unexpected depth to the game. Visually, it retains the lighthearted energy of the Mario universe, but the level of detail has been significantly increased. Water, lighting, and road textures are particularly striking. Mario Kart World isn't just a racing game, it's a milestone in what Nintendo calls, "The playground is now beyond the track." Donkey Kong Bonanza is a surprisingly free-form platformer that transforms the Switch 2's open-world design into a tropical jungle adventure. Instead of one-way levels, the world is made up of vast, interconnected islands. Using Donkey Kong's powerful moves, the player can roam the jungles freely, whether climbing tree branches, swimming across rivers, or completing small tasks in banana towns. The player's pace is entirely up to the player. The Switch 2's hardware seamlessly maintains the vibrancy of these vast green spaces. Leaves rustle in the wind, distant animal calls echo, and the atmosphere shifts with the setting sun. The gameplay combines physical strength with a sense of adventure. Even when battling giant creatures, a humorous energy is maintained. Bonanza redefines the classic Donkey Kong style with a sense of freedom. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom feels like the most mature example of the Switch 2's open-world vision. It retains the foundations of Breath of the Wild, but elevates it to a whole new level in terms of scale, interactivity, and vertical exploration. Now you can freely roam not only Hyrule's surface, but also its sky islands and underground caverns. Thanks to the Switch 2's processing power, this three-layered world is connected seamlessly, without loading screens. The physics and building system operate on the principle of, if you think you can, you probably can. Bridges, flying vehicles, and even simple machines are entirely up to the player's creativity. Visually, the Switch 2's HDR support and improved lighting have given Hyrule a deeper and more vibrant atmosphere. Tears of the Kingdom remains an exploration-focused game, but now exploration isn't just about progress, it's about building with the world. No Man's Sky is a galactic test of the Switch 2's open-world appeal. Seamless transitions between hundreds of billions of planets are now smoother and less constrained by technical constraints. Surface details are more defined thanks to the Switch 2's increased power, and vegetation, weather patterns, and planetary ecosystems feel much more intense. Players no longer just explore, they actually live on the planets. Building bases, trading, researching, or wandering completely alone, each choice creates its own pace. Transitions between space and the surface flow smoothly without loading screens. Descent from star to atmosphere remains a captivating moment. Multiplayer is also more stable, and cooperative exploration flows smoother with the Switch 2's network infrastructure. After its turbulent launch history, No Man's Sky is now a true space exploration simulation. Calm, vast, and truly free. Hogwarts Legacy blends the Switch 2's open-world power with magic. Now, you can roam freely not just within Hogwarts walls, but throughout the entire magical world. Transitioning between castles, towns, forests, and forbidden areas is virtually instantaneous. The Switch 2's new hardware has effectively eliminated loading times. The open world is no longer just a place to wander, but a natural part of the game's narrative. Strolling through the narrow streets of Hogsmeade in the morning mist, or soaring through the skies on a broomstick beneath the evening stars feels as natural as a side quest. The spell system is more gratifying with haptic feedback, with the weight and impact of each spell palpable. The visuals are sharp, the atmosphere intense but not overdone. Everything truly brings the Hogwarts universe to life. This version delivers an experience that captures both the vastness and serenity of the magical world. That's it for our list. Which Switch 2 game have you spent the most time playing? Leave it in the comments. See you in the next video.